This is the colossal Nissan GT-R. £53,000 will buy you this car, and there's no denying it. The looks might be a little bit in question, but it's a supercar killer.
Whoa. That's not a supercar killer until it's taken some proper supercar scalps, my friend. This is an accepted supercar, the Porsche 911 Turbo, £99,900, so sharp near as damn it, 100 grand. It's got four-wheel drive, just like that. It's got about 480 horsepower, just like that.
And this is going to get caned by a car half its value.
We shall see.
Well, Jason and Tiff are away opening a supermarket.
So we got ourselves a very special guest presenter.
Meet Bruno Senna, a 24-year-old Brazilian. You may have heard of his uncle, Ayrton. Ayrton Senna, the greatest F1 driver ever, once said, "If you think I'm quick, wait until you see my nephew." And Bruno is currently ripping it up in the GP2 series, the championship Lewis Hamilton won before joining Formula One.
These are two of the most desirable cars on the road today, and they gave me the keys. This has been my favorite car for a long time. Brakes are also so good, you can just really lean on them lap after lap and they just stay there. Steering wheel is really direct. You can just turn and the car will really just point the nose in. You need to be careful. If you lift off, you can just find yourself in a big slide and then you're just in the ditch. Many cars that you can do four-wheel drifts like this with four-wheel drive. It's so much power on the engine. Maybe one of the things that you could do to this car to make it a bit quicker is just probably improve the weight distribution a little bit. Get a bit more weight on the front, because at the moment front's a bit light. You go over a bump at high speed and the front just floats a little bit. Obviously I'm more used to cars with downforce and they tend to be a bit more stable on high speed. Right, so enough of talking and sliding. Let's do a nice tidy lap and see how fast this car will go. The conditions are a bit tricky now, just sliding around a little bit. This is a difficult corner for this car. It's just flat out, but it's a bit scary. You have to slow down a little bit. It's always hard to slow down when you're braking and turning. Fourth gear. That's a lap.
Okay, your time was 1 minute 45.33 seconds.
That is pretty quick here. I'm fairly happy with that, so I think we can move on now. This is the first time I'm driving the Nissan GT-R, and I'm really excited about this car. You know, everybody has been doing such a hype of it. I think the first thing I noticed about this car compared to the Porsche is that there is no turbo lag. You just press the throttle and it's there. Then you come to the best part of the car, which is the gearbox. It is much faster gear changes that you can do with the Porsche. It's actually smoother than the GP2 car that I'm driving, but don't tell them that because they're not going to be very happy. Another thing that's different from this car to the Porsche, this car is so much easier to drive on the limit. You can just turn the car into the corner and not have to worry about it. I'm not even looking forward, am I? It's been 20 minutes that we've been driving around, and not all the laps have been quick laps, and I've used half tank. I just cannot believe it. That's too much fuel. To start with this test, I was 100% sure that the Porsche would be quicker, but now I'm not so sure. Out of the corner, so much power. Wait, patience is key here. Now you just put the power down, use four-wheel drive to jump out of the corner, hard on the brakes. This is where the Porsche wins. This car just doesn't have the same bite on the brakes as a Porsche. And out of this corner, quite fast again, really good.
1 minute 45.08 seconds.
And that was a 1 minute 45.08. That was half a second quicker than the Porsche almost, and that is amazing. I could not believe it. Nissan did a great job with this car. I have to congratulate them for what they did to this car. Really, really good.
Do you know what? That's properly cool.
Wicked.
One day, I want to be able to casually mention to people in the pub that I'm used to cars with a lot more front-end downforce.
Do you know what? I find this a bit weird saying it, but I find him weirdly attractive. I'm heterosexual, but he's a cool dude.
Anyway, back to the GTR. Listen, you know when they launched this thing, they said that the engine's brain was completely unhackable.
They didn't want the hackers to pop the bonnet and release even more horses.
Well, within a week of launching it, the Japanese tuners had a version with 550 brake horsepower.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it is impressive. And even better than that, these things are limited to 112 in Japan, right?
Yes, unless it goes around a racetrack, then the GPS knows where it is and unleashes 190 miles an hour out of it.
Well, you know that little limiter?
Yeah.
The electrical boffins, well, they just deleted it, so it's free to get going. That's